Max Verstappen is still Formula One's most wanted driver, but Red Bull no longer control the room. His value is untouched. His patience is not. His camp has spoken with McLaren. Red Bull are staying calm in public, and the paddock knows one thing: this is not normal. The standings explain the danger. Verstappen is 7th with 73 points, while Kimi Antonelli is 98 points ahead. That gap turns his contract clause from background noise into a live threat. The RB22 has not given him control, even with Red Bull's power unit strong on paper. Then Zak Brown praised Norris and Piastri, but still left the door cracked open. This is not Max to McLaren confirmed. It is pressure. It is timing. It is a warning. Verstappen does not need a speech when the numbers already speak. The car is under pressure. The clause is alive, and one number shows why Red Bull are suddenly exposed. Red Bull's danger is not the McLaren call. It is why that call matters now. Verstappen's deal runs until 2028, but it has an escape route. This season has dragged that route into the open. When a champion falls too far from the title fight, the contract stops looking safe. The summer break is now the key checkpoint. Reports suggest Max must be near the top, roughly inside the best two, or the exit path becomes possible. Silverstone, Spa, and Hungary are no longer normal races. They are Red Bull's chance to prove this can still turn. The pressure is brutal. Mercedes lead with Kimi Antonelli and George Russell. Ferrari are dangerous with Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc. McLaren sit ahead with Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. Verstappen is still the driver everyone fears, but Red Bull must now convince him they are still worth trusting. McLaren did not need a signature to shake Red Bull. One conversation was enough. Nobody has proved Max is leaving, but his camp speaking with a rival still sends a clear message. A deal can be denied. A meeting can be explained. The pressure stays. The wild version says Verstappen joins McLaren, Oscar Piastri goes to Red Bull, and a 2027 switch is already planned. That is not proven. Zak Brown said McLaren are happy with Lando Norris and Piastri, but he did not bury the story. His banana peel joke kept the door visible. That is the awkward space Red Bull now face. No transfer is confirmed, but the warning has landed. Verstappen can change the mood without signing anything. McLaren can stay calm because they do not need to chase him loudly. That is why the next question matters. Why does McLaren suddenly feel dangerous? McLaren scare Red Bull because this is not just about a seat. It is about trust, people, and future speed. Drivers do not only follow colors. They follow the systems that can give them winning cars. That is why this link feels serious, even with Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri already there. The key name is Gianpiero Lambiase. For years, he has been the voice Verstappen trusted most during races. He helped manage pressure, timing, radio calls, and title moments. With Lambiase linked to McLaren by 2028, this feels deeper than a normal rumor. McLaren do not need to act desperate. That is their power. They can back their current drivers while becoming a real option in the background. If trusted Red Bull voices start moving toward Woking, then Red Bull are not just defending a contract. They are defending Max's belief. Inside Red Bull, this is no longer only about pace. It is about control. For years, Verstappen gave them certainty. Give him a strong car, and he would fight at the front. Now the balance has shifted. Red Bull have the contract. Max has the clause. Laurent Mekies can keep the message simple. Build Max a car worth staying for. That is correct, but the harder question remains. Do Red Bull pay to remove the risk, or trust that no better seat is truly open? With the old structure around Max changed, every decision now feels exposed. Red Bull are not finished. That is lazy. They still have elite people, a serious engine project, and the driver every rival respects. But promises will not hold Max now. Results will. Red Bull must turn pressure into pace before the clause becomes more than a warning. Red Bull's strangest problem is that their biggest strength may also trap them. Their power unit is rated at the front under a duo. That sounds perfect, but it brings a cost. Red Bull get no extra engine upgrade help, while rivals behind them can chase. That puts the RB22 under heavy pressure. A strong power unit cannot hide a car that is heavy, narrow in setup, or hard to balance over a stint. Mercedes were more than 2% behind and gained one upgrade path. Ferrari, Audi, and Honda were more than 4% back and gained 2. For Verstappen, that creates a hard truth. Red Bull can say the engine works, and they are right, but Max can still see the full car is not ready yet. This is performance, not politics. If the chassis does not catch up fast, the best engine on paper will not be enough. Silverstone is Red Bull's first real exam. Austria showed progress, but Silverstone asks more. Can the RB22 carry speed, protect tires, and manage energy across a demanding lap? If it struggles there, the Verstappen pressure rises again. Spa will test the next layer. If Red Bull's power unit is their strongest card, Belgium should prove it. But Spa also exposes drag, balance, and narrow setup windows. Verstappen does not need a miracle, he needs proof. Hungary is the final test before the pressure lands. It is tight, slow, and harsh, on cars that struggle with rotation and rear tire control. Silverstone tests energy, Spa tests efficiency, Hungary tests the chassis. Pass all three, and the McLaren noise cools. Fail them, and the warning becomes real. Verstappen's future is no longer protected by Red Bull's history. It must be earned again. That is the truth behind the McLaren talk. Max does not need a loud threat. His position, his clause, and his silence already say enough. For McLaren, patience is power. They can back Norris and Piastri while still gaining strength from being seen as a real option. For Mercedes and Ferrari, the timing helps too. Antonelli, Russell, Hamilton, and Leclerc can fight at the front while Red Bull fight to prove their future to Max. So the McLaren story was not the ending, it was the warning. Red Bull still have a strong engine direction and a deep history with Verstappen, but history does not drive the next lap. If the car rises, Max can stay. If it stalls, the door may not close again.